So a lot of people are talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake and the ending. And one of the things that I didn't talk about in my review that I'm going to be talking about now is Zack Fair and what happened at the end of the game. If you have not played Final Fantasy VII the Remake or finished, I'm directly going to be talking about one of the very final scenes in this game. So click off now, come back later. I I won't be that upset much. At the very end of the game, you defeat the Whispers and you disillusion fate and you make it so that the future is uncertain. Whatever. Um, and so one of the very last scenes is the party walking away from Midgar, as it does in the traditional Final Fantasy VII game. But one of the things that happens is there's a flashback that shows Zack getting ready to fight all the Shinra soldiers, like at the end of Crisis Core. And in the end, he does this little thing with this sword and everything, and then you think, okay, well, he's dead, whatever. At the very end, what happens is that as they are walking away, Cloud and Aerith are walking, and you see Zack and Cloud walking toward Midgar after he defeated all the soldiers in the battle he was supposed to die in. So my question is, what the hell? I don't. This is time travel shenanigans, and I'm sure they'll pay this off in a later game. I don't think they just threw this in here by happenstance or just whatever. They just threw it for shits and giggles. But I kind of want to know where they're heading, and I kind of want to know what this doesn't intrigue me as much as it worries me. Um, I don't. I mean, where is Zack now? I mean, if there was any inklings that Zack could have survived in the final battle out on the outskirts of Midgar at the end of Crisis Core, they did nothing to build that up at the end. Now I know this is supposed to be probably a cliffhanger type thing, and I just think it's poorly executed. If when you do time travel shenanigans, you should always have your entire story plotted out. I am one of those big people like Babylon 5, which if any of you watch that show, the entire story, it had time travel in it, but the entire story was plotted out with, and with time travel in mind. So things that happened in the first season of the show or so got paid off in like the third or fourth season. But they had this time travel thing in mind. Right now, it seems like they're just throwing this Zack thing at the end of the remake to pique interest. And honestly, it worries me. Now you say, oh, well, but you love Avengers Endgame and there's time travel in there. And they just kind of say, that is correct. The time travel shenanigans in Endgame for me are some of the funnest and some of the not, some of the mind-boggling parts of that movie. Honestly, I feel like the beginning before time travel and the end after time travel are the best parts of that movie. The time travel part, although it's fun, while I'm sitting there watching it, sometimes it irks me. And so, just because of time travel, like Hulk says. So, with Zack Fair surviving, what does that mean for the future of this franchise? What does that mean for the future? And I know everybody loves Zack. I mean, I don't care, yay or nay. But they're obviously trying to change the story. But why? Like, if Zack survives, why is he not there now? What I mean, is this a change to the time continuum now? Okay, but where did he go after they got to Midgar? I mean, because obviously in the original game, Tifa found Cloud. I think it was at the bus stop or the train station. I think in Sector 7 or so. She found him somewhere. And I mean, okay, so did Zack just drop him off there and then go do his own thing? Did he leave Cloud his Buster Sword and stuff for poops and giggles? I just don't understand why they have to mess with this stuff so much. They're trying to invoke intrigue, and it's just boggling my mind. They're like, "Oh, the game's not out. You're judging it before the game even comes out." Man, 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 man. I'm not. I'm just speculating. And this is one of the reasons why I despise time travel shenanigans, especially in a Final Fantasy. I did not like Final Fantasy 13 too, which had time travel. And I mean parallel universes and all that. I mean, I I just really wish that they were a little bit more clear as to what their thoughts and goals were going into this. With Zack surviving, they really should have had all of this figured out beforehand. And I feel like they should have kind of hinted at him surviving, at least in at the slightest bit. I mean, it feels like they really did this for cliffhanger's sake. And that is unfortunately one of the things that infuriates me is, they're baiting you. They're oh, Zack survives. I mean, even if it would have been Zack shows up at the end of 7 and they're face to face with Zack, not now the past is changed and oh no, Zack survived now. Well, where the heck is he throughout this entire game? Like if the past changed before Cloud even made it into Midgar, then where was he during that whole thing? What, did you just stop to Sector 2 and pick up this Sector 2nd sausage extraordinaire? I mean, why didn't he find Aerith? Why? It just makes no sense, and I feel like it was just dropped in there for cliffhanger's sake. So, to belabor a point, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. If you have good theories, that's fine. I mean, as I said, I'm not shitting on the upcoming game because of this. I'm just saying that based on what I've seen and played currently, I just don't agree with where they're going. I said it in my review, Final Fantasy VII the Remake is a fantastic game. The only thing I don't agree with is the last little bit of the game. I just think it didn't make the game terrible. It just when I play the remake again, if I can skip everything past Motorball, I will, because that whole stupid thing, and I guess the final fight with Sephiroth was okay, but like the whole whispers and the Arbiter of Fate and all that other crap was just, I don't know. And then the Zack thing. So if you have theories, let me hear your theories, because I don't even have a clue. I don't even know where they're going with this. Leave it in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. We have more stuff coming out. I believe tomorrow we have a Phase 5 fantasy lineup, I think, is what we have coming up tomorrow, with me and Ginger and maybe somebody else. You never know. And yeah, see you guys on the next one.